All right, man. Errol Spence speaks on how Charlo will stack up in size versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, Errol Spence says Jermell won't be undersized against Canelo Alvarez. Um, so he believe kind of what I believe, and I understand Canelo been competing at higher weights, all that, but Charlo some naturally big guys, and very naturally big. So Errol Spence says Jermell Charlo won't be undersized against Canelo. Check out the Boxing News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. He says, nah, because when Canelo started, he started at 147 pounds. I think he started a little bit lower than that. And if you look at the pictures, Jermell and Canelo, I'm taller than Canelo, said Errol Spence, the fight height. Jermell got some size too. I feel like he'll mesh with the weight at 68 really good. Now, at the end of the day, interesting. Just because you taller don't mean you stronger, don't mean you thicker, don't mean you natural at the weight. Now, you moving up in weight and competing against these guys at higher weight classes for a reason. Because a lot of these guys walk around way heavier, so they can absorb punishment a lot better. So you see what I'm saying? So it is a difference, but I just feel like the Charlos are super duper naturally big guys. I feel like I feel like he'll be able to put the weight on with no problem. I think they're able to suck down to the waist they at. And I think Jermell will be fine at 168. He's a really they genetic freaks, bro, the Charlos. Now Errol Spence going to 68, and I doubt it, but I could be wrong. Not directly. He said he can't just bulk up and get big and then be sluggish. I think if he walks around and weights, he'll be just fine. I think he'll be just fine. He's big for their weight class, said Spence. So he right. He can't just bulk up. Now Roy Jones bulked up and moved up in muscle and won a heavyweight title versus Ruiz. He did bulk up, but then his fatal flaw was trying to move all the way back down in weight, and that took the toll on his body. He was already in his 30s. He wasn't the same. So you don't, and that's different from moving up from light heavyweight to heavyweight because ain't no limit. He moved up to 190 all muscle, so he put on around 25 pounds, and then came right back in the same year, and took that muscle off. And when you lose that much muscle, you could tell from that Ruiz fight to the Antonio Tarver one fight, he looked terrible. That wasn't great strength conditioning thing to do, and you can't bulk up because once you just bulk up and put the muscle on, you just become slower. So you got to watch where you putting the weight at, how you putting the weight on. And a lot of times, man, depending on the fighter, you probably want to put the weight on the legs. The legs is what's going to keep you in the game late in that fight. It's really your shock absorbers, your core, and your legs. But if you're a fighter that like to move, then maybe you don't want to put too much weight on your legs. If you're a fighter that's you want to move a lot, it's still, and you want to dance, dance in there. Maybe you just want to make sure you come in at a moderate weight because you don't want to go too heavy upstairs, and then you don't want to go too heavy upstairs, and then you lose your speed, because that's your advantage when you're moving up fighting bigger guys, is your speed. And a lot of times the lower weight classes are more skilled than heavier weight classes. So your speed and your IQ is kind of where your skill set is where you at. So that's one thing to look at. So but nonetheless, I feel that I think they'll do us right. But he went on. He can fight, and I think he'll be more energetic at a higher weight, said Spence. He can just sit. He can't just sit around in front of Canelo and try to pick him off with shots and try to put fear in his heart. But I think Jermell is a big guy, so I think he'll be just fine. Um, he said it sounds good, but he's got a 3-fight deal, so I don't know who it could be in that deal. Said Spence. It could be Benavidez, Jamal, whoever else. Said Spence when asked if he thinks there's a chance he could be in the fighting Canelo in one of his 3 fights. I got the feeling that he already know, and they probably told him don't say nothing. So I got a feeling that he already knows. I got a feeling that he already knows. And maybe he don't know for sure, and he can beat around the bush and say, "Well, I don't know." But they have an idea of what's going on, but they're not gonna dispel it to the public. And if he don't know, Al Heyman and Canelo know. They know their strategy. So I don't think anybody is gonna be fooled. But he know what's up. But but yeah, he's right. Charlo just can't sit in front of him. You got to show angles, you got to box, but also you got to give respect. Terrence Crawford always said that about moving up, fighting bigger guys. He says you got to get the respect. So you got to come out there and you got to get their respect early on. You got to punch them in the mouth. You got to punch them dead in their mouth and let them know you ain't the game. So you can't just run around and box. If you box Canelo, without enough aggression, then they just gonna say, well, Canelo was the aggressor, and they gonna rob you. So at some point in the fight, he gonna have to mix it up and take it to Canelo. That's just what it is. At some point, he gonna have to mix it up and take it to Canelo. But he just can't be sitting. He just can't be sitting in front of Canelo though. Not all. If you there, either you attacking or you getting up out of there. One or the other. Either you attacking or you sliding up out of there. So it's one or the other. So, but yeah, I think he'll do well. I think he do well at that weight. Not saying he's gonna be a career 168 pounder, but they just got those bodies where they can put that weight on like that, bro. And they can wear that weight pretty well. So, but the layoff is concerning. You got people saying, well, oh, this is not a good fight. And I think it's a good fight. I think it's a really, really good fight. I think he can do it. 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 So, I mean, it is what it is. But it goes on to say, can Spence compete with Canelo? He said so. Him and Al Heyman, whoever he did the deal with, they probably already got names picked out. Said Spence, I've already pre-written. It's already pre-written. I have no idea. I give people speculation, but it's nothing but speculation. Yeah, I might. Said Spence on whether he would consider moving up to 68 to fight Canelo. It's something that I would definitely think about, but I'm focused on the task at hand. WO welterweight champion Terrence Crawford. I want to get a belt at 54 too. He said, of course. He said it could happen. I don't see why not, but it's something I'm definitely not worried about. If it happens, it's something that happens. If it don't, I ain't chasing nobody. I'm trying to make that fight happen. Said Spence about Canelo. So I mean, it is what it is. Focus on the task at hand. Focus at the task at hand. So that's for him. But in my humble opinion, if he feel like he can go up there, if he feel like he can go up there and make something happen, shit, go get your money if you win. It's a great story. I don't think not too many people tripping on it. I don't think too many people tripping on it. So man, we could see if he could what he figures it out. But to the Jermell Charlo situation, to the Jermell Charlo situation, it's like I think he'd do well there. I think he'd do well there. No doubt in my mind. Uh, I think he's gonna be A1. And I think it's a good fight, and everybody can have their opinion. I know he got the layoff and all that, but I think he could do it. And you don't really see the Charlo in the hand injury too, kind of concerned. You don't see too many you don't see too many times with Charlo out of shape. You don't see it. You don't see too many times where he out of shape. You don't. So I'm gonna trust and believe that. Um, but yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the Boxing Moves playlist. Peace.